Hello and welcome to a wonderful, very cold morning here. I think it was like 5 degrees out. Not much wind though, and that's good because otherwise, whoo, it'd be super, super cold. Well, hey, the last video I put up was a very interesting video. I'll tell you that right now. I'm going to go ahead and make me some coffee, I do believe. Get that started. I want to have me a cup. I do. I just got up. I've been taking her easy. And I said, hey, you just got up. Why don't you make a video? And I said, okay, do it. Well, my last video I did, I was sitting there thinking about, what can I do for a video, huh? And then it hit me. Hey, I know. I remember a dream I had. And the dream was about this guy here. Now, you know, this is I tell you, it's my favorite light dragoon pistol, right? From the 18th century. It's a very nice piece of work. And so, I had a dream about it. And I remember a long time ago, it's been a good while ago, I was watching some videos on a blogger that travels all over the world through Sri Lanka. He just goes every place. Harold Balder. I was watching one of his videos. Been a while back. He was in India. There's lots of refugee children coming from Pakistan, from Christian families and stuff. And I watched it. And then I said a prayer for them all because, man, you know, they don't really have anything. Nothing. So I prayed for them. Wished I could help them. But I really don't have any money. And I still don't. Not really. If I do have any, I go in debt for it, and then I work and repay, you know. But hey, the thing is, I do repay it, so that's a good thing. And in those cases, you know, you're repaying what you borrowed, so that's what you got to do. I just don't have, you know. But hey, if I could hit the lottery or I could become rich, I would definitely use that money for good things, definitely, because I see things that could use a lot of help. You know, and if I could do it and be able to, I would. It'd be great. It'd be fantastic. So I thought, well, I'm going to do this video real quick. And in the process, I thought, you know what? I'm going to do what I usually do, and I'll pick up the old Bible, open her up, and I'll read a passage, and then see what happens as far as how it pertains to my dream I'm going to tell, right? So I'm thinking, okay, so I'm going to whip her open, it'll be Proverbs. But I'm going to do it randomly, you know, and see what happens. So I just kind of fumbled through it, opened it up, and I got that chapter 7, Daniel, first paragraph, going wham, right into a dream. Exactly what I was going to do. And it's my dream, something that is interesting, but like I said, I wished I could help those people. So I just prayed for them, that's what I did. I prayed hard. Try to help out in prayer, you know, because prayer is a strong thing. When people's praying for you, or you're praying, it makes a huge difference. I mean, it is extremely powerful. There's a Gerson therapy for cancer. The doctor who did that, he would select patients that were terminally ill and had less than 6 months to live. He said, I can save you. I'm sorry, I can't save you. And there was two things that determined whether or not he could save somebody. And I'll tell you, the main one was their faith in God. If they had a strong faith in the Lord, then he could heal them, and he did. And it's called the Gerson therapy. You can look it up. It's all about cancer. You have to go to Mexico and get it. It's illegal in the United States. So, but anyway, trying to stay on track here about this guy here. Okay, so I wish I could help them people, so I prayed for them. Well, somehow or another, it's a long, short story, but we wound up going from traditions, flintlocks, and getting into these here India-made flintlocks. So the big interesting thing about it is, I think, is how it came about. And how that came about, I'm not even really 100% sure, but we just kind of like, hey, I want like the pistols they had in the movie The Patriot and stuff like that. Where can you get those? Well, unless you own a museum or can buy them from a museum or you got that big money, you ain't getting one. So we ended up tracking them down and finding out that, hey, you know, you could get these, and we've seen some videos on YouTube that actually helped us realize that you could get them. And we were skeptical at first because, you know, what kind of quality are you getting and stuff, and you're hearing things about them that's, you know, it's like, yeah, but anyway, yeah, so we got one, and we liked it. The first one we got, we didn't get from Military Heritage. We got it from Peter Twist in Twist Historical Store. We got it from there. So it's a little bit different. It's not quite ready for the touch hole to be drilled. He doesn't go in and tap the plug and make sure that it gets into that the hole's going to be in the center of the pan, or almost not in the pan at all. So it's going to take a lot more skill for you to do your touch hole on those and stuff. So anyway, I got this guy here, and I had a dream about it. And in my dream, I seen people being executed, basically, but not really. I just know that they've been executed. And then I seen children being picked up and taken, and they went to a refugee camp. It's a bunch of tarps and stuff thrown over, skids and stuff like that. It looks like the streets of Los Angeles and the homeless sections and stuff like that. If you've watched any of that kind of stuff, you know what that was for sure. It looks like actually they look better on the streets of Los Angeles and stuff, the homeless people, than these people do in India, because they don't have pavement and stuff. They've got mud and slop. So I prayed for them. I wished I could help them. Yep. Wished I could. I got to get this story moving. So anyway, we come into these guys here, and I didn't realize that, that even put that together because it was so far apart. So I purchased one, and of course, they're exported from India and all that. And then in my dream and stuff, I seen it being crafted and made and put together and all that kind of stuff. And then I seen these children that were in the earlier part of the dream coming into this place with the tarps and skids and all that, and mud houses and things of that nature. I put a little coconut oil in my coffee. So there they was, and now I seen this guy crafting this particular type of pistol. And I always pray, I mean, like me, I want one of those, and it's like, I feel kind of guilty. And I was feeling pretty bad about myself because I got this. And it comes from India. And I didn't try to figure out how I could send them money. And one of the reasons is when it comes down to that kind of stuff, if they get it or not, or it even goes to help them, that's probably a miracle in itself, as crooked as people are. They just soon see children starve to death if they can get into and greedily take it for themselves. Not saying that anybody there that would do that, or the craftsman was that type of person. Obviously not, because as he finished this guy up, he went home, he got paid for it, and of course, he's bringing home food and groceries and things to all these kids and children. So, I guess when I bought this, not even knowing it or realizing it, I did not purchase a frivolous item. Jehovah God in heaven answered my prayer of helping the people out in India by using their products or getting their products and stuff. So, children got fed and people got taken care of because they were able to do that. Just like you work a job, do you make things, do you have your own home business? If you do, you got to sell stuff. You run in a flea market. I love flea markets. You can get some, it's the ones that are trying to sell stuff and they're good deals. When I love yard sales where people's trying to get rid of things and not rob you. I'm going to make some money. No, I just got a bunch of stuff and I need to get rid of it. They'll just, you know, and you can get great deals. I always love that. And then what you can do is pass that on and offer great deals to other people. So, anyway, I've got that, and now apparently we've helped feed some children and take care of them in India. Didn't even know it, right? So prayers are being answered all over. Now you say, now you're talking about Christianity. How do you know that that man that built that and put it together is even a Christian? You know they're a different religion. They're Hindus, right? And it's like, well, yeah, but those people got good hearts and they're good people as well. They're not following Jesus Christ, Jehovah God in heaven. Of course, Jesus is in heaven as well, necessarily. But they'll become aware of them, and maybe they'll be like them little children that's praying for food, shelter, and clothing, and somebody to take care of them that lost their family because of religion. And if you take my family back on my father's side, you go clear back, you'll find us in the 1600s, early 1600s, or even 1500s, right in there. You'll find us in Germany. That's where you'll find us. And we'll be drove out of Germany and escaped Germany. The family will, due to religious persecution from the Spanish Catholics, and we'll leave and go to England. That's where my family goes on my dad's side. They had some pretty good position because it looks like they procured rum for the king. Rum for the king! And rum for the troops, and they were responsible for making sure water supplies on ships that was coming to the colonies was drinkable. And you say, drinkable water on the ships. You ever have a ship? You can't drink the salt water. We know that, obviously. The water on the ships has to stay fresh and drinkable. So, what did they do? They used rum mixed with water, so that's why the pirates are so rummy. They don't really drink it straight. They're drinking it to be able to stay hydrated and keep the water from going stagnant. And of course they put lemon in it too, lemon juice, and they did that. What's a lemon juice for, Ed? Well, the lemon juice is for scurvy and other diseases, which I learned a lot about, which if you're not getting proper vegetables and fruits and stuff, they change the name, but that's what you're going to get. Because I think that I basically, from not eating fruits and vegetables and stuff, I think I almost give myself a case of that stuff because it gets your elbow joints and everything. And I think somehow in some modern diseases that were released, I think that scurvy is a big part of what they use to make that stuff crank up and give people a really unhealthy time. So imagine how many prayers were answered by this particular historical piece that was built. A tool from the Lord Jehovah God in heaven to help people that prayed to Him and Jesus Christ for food, shelter, and clothing is provided by a man who more than likely isn't a Christian, but he's a good-hearted and great person because, you know, that religion, it's ancient, goes way back before Jesus. It's one of them things that, you know, it's just good people, you know, just like that's what you're looking for. So the good Lord's using all kinds of stuff like that, all kinds of stuff to do things. He can answer prayers any way, shape, or form. He is the all-powerful creator of existence, let me tell you. If it exists, it's because of Him. He's what puts the creative powers in you to be able to make and do things that you want to do, like this, right? Yes, that's one of the things. So anyway, I was just shocked a little bit at that video as I tried to tell that story. But you can imagine how many prayers were offered through that and fulfilled. And me feeling like I'd, you know, frivolous things, I'm just wasting them. I should be helping people more, trying to figure out what I can do more Christian good into the world. So, yeah, but I thought I'd share that story. Drink me a little coffee. I'm out of cookies. I don't have any cookies. But it was interesting. So, and I've had a lot of that kind of stuff happen in my life. I've always been taking care of myself. As I grew up, my parents had separated and they were divorced, and we had people that, my mom, she had to work, try to make ends meet. We had people that watched us. Some of them didn't take care of you. They could care less. I'm watching that lady's kids, and I don't care what you do. Stay outside. You weren't allowed in the house or anything. So they never got you no food, no grub. You were so hungry. But you know what? I realized I had a blessing from the Lord Jehovah God in heaven. I didn't even really put it together until one day I was thinking about it. And this is the honest God's truth. Every place that I stayed, every babysitter that we had as kids, I have 2 sisters, had an apple tree in the yard full of tasty green apples. I mean, these dudes were green, and I would eat those, and I never went hungry. Never at any babysitters that took care of us. I was always well fed. So, you know, those are blessings you don't even think of that I was taken care of. So, and I guess it's an honor to be able to document some of that stuff, eh? But there's a whole lot of history tied up in these. You think that the people that use these to defend and protect their families were not Christians? This whole country was founded on Christianity. And these were a tool of not only providing food and protection, right? And so, if you're fortunate enough to be able to get one, just try to think of all the prayers and stuff that could be being answered. Because people all around the world are the children of Jehovah God in heaven. That's a fact. Skin color makes no difference. We're all people. We can all enjoy each other's company and make this world a great place if we work together. But there's so much evil in the world, and so many people are supporting the evil that its power grows. Because if you take it all everything away from them, they're nothing. Just like any law they pass, if nobody follows it, it ain't much of a law, is it? You can say whatever you want to, but it ain't going nowhere. And you know, if I'm talking about Illinois, right? So, you know, that's the fact. You can do all you want to. It's not going anywhere if people don't abide by it and follow it. And the Bible is the best guide for your life. It's just a guidebook for your life so you can follow it. You know, 10 Commandments. Oh, okay. Hey, how many of them have you broke? I broke a few of them. So I'm not perfect, that's for sure. Might have had 1 or 2 I didn't have to break, but I was a dummy. And, you know, didn't take that into consideration. But now I got it into consideration. As I seen in the Bible, it talks about the trumpets. Let's say they fulfilled Bible prophecy, and I seen that. And of course, I wasn't an atheist or nothing like that. A doubter, never in my entire life. I've never been that. You know, I knew. I asked my dad one time about it, and he said, "Oh, God's like air. I can't see it, but I know He's there, right?" So that always stuck with me. And so, hey, look at what else you can't see. You can't see Wi-Fi. It's there. Look what it does. Look at these. What I'm talking to you on right now. Look at it. I mean, it's an amazing device that's been put together by man. It can be used for great things. Or you could use it for evil, like CNN and all them places where you spread all kinds of misinformation and stuff like that. And you got to remember, I listened to a guy, he said, evil will tell you 100 truths to get you to believe one lie. And that's something you should lock into your brain and know that when whatever you're looking at or observing, you better pay attention because, you know, there's a whole lot of truth in getting you to believe one lie. I found that to be interesting. So I thought, well, I'm going to talk about this a little bit. I got some other stuff I want to do, but I wanted to talk about this guy and the dream I had about it. So imagine my shocker when I flip open to Proverbs to try to give a proverb, because they're short. You know, Proverbs is like, if you would compare it to something, it would be compared to what I read, Confucius in the little sayings, you know, like the man who'll stand on toilet, high on pot, you know, but that's a joke. And that's the only one I can remember. I got no serious Confucius ones. I never read a serious one. I just read the comedy ones, right? So he said Proverbs is kind of like that, little sayings and stuff. And that's what I was planning on flipping to when I got into Daniel chapter 7, read the first paragraph, and it kind of threw me for a loop. It threw me for a loop, it did. So, yep, threw me for a loop. So I figure I'd do a follow-up video on that. And I don't know if I got all the details that I wanted to say in there or not. I'll have to watch this a couple of times and say, yeah, do you know what you forgot? Oh, yeah, because I'm trying to yak and talk, and I got about 30 subjects on my brain. 30 subjects, Day? That's hard to believe. Yeah, it is, especially when you got a brain that, you know, when your head's like hollow most of the time. But yep, that's for sure. So I'm enjoying some coffee. Thought I'd tell you that bit of a story. Yes, the British dragoon Flintlock. Yes, there's a whole lot more to it than you think. And I had something that, you know, the good Lord uses atheists to fulfill his prayers too. But I'm not going to really say that the man's an atheist. I'm going to say that he's neutral. Let's say he's religiously neutral. But I would tend to figure maybe he might lean that way. You'd have to ask him. But you'd have to watch his videos. Watch Harold Balder and see if you think he's an atheist. Because if he's an atheist, he's helping the children of India and other places around the world. He takes his YouTube money and gives it to them and hands them donations and does, you know, little things that are interesting. Like he calls it Hero Invades and stuff like that. So I really like him. He's big on YouTube. He's got a lot of followers. He's huge. And he goes all over the place. He's the one that, if you watch the video that I shared of the Batavia ship, he's the guy that went all over that ship with an old gentleman, and they go through the history of the ship and stuff, and they show you how they used the restrooms and they wiped on board the ship, you know, to clean themselves. Where the, I guess, privies or necessity places were upon the ship, from the East India Trading Company, which traded and did all kinds of stuff, and we don't really know how many of these were manufactured in England, or were they actually sent there in parts, or how many of them come from India and they restamped them and stuff like that. We don't know all those, the answers to all those questions, but I'm sure it happened. You know, when you're making that many firearms for different things, you're going to want to get everybody into making them. So anyway, I said, think about all that, and I thought, well, let's do it. Let's do a video. Let's do a quick one. Well, it did not turn out to be too quick, but it could have been a lot quicker maybe if I could quit trying to go to all different subjects. But so you've seen where the good Lord was able to potentially take a gentleman that might be atheist, a person in the Hindu religion, and how it worked all the way down, trickled down through me, who bought this, feeling kind of guilty because, oh, that's such a nice thing, and here I am with this, and people are starving in the world, and I'm not helping them in any way, shape, or form. It goes way back to when I was praying to help the children in India, and I wished I could do something to help them. And look at what I got, an addiction to the Indian muskets and the Indian pistols, and as long as I can get them, makes me happy. For a while you couldn't even get the things. I'd understood through some articles I was reading that there was 3 armories operating in India, and 2 of them had been shut down after the pandemic, and there was only 1 operating. So I don't know what's going on over there now. I haven't got any information. I just know that I think I talked about how you have to order like 5 of them at a time if you're importing them for yourselves. I'd seen that, but needless to say, eh? Yep, needless to say, they're very nice, and something happens that they shut all that down, might be get to the point where you can't get them. So I try to collect them, different ones. I think I'm pretty well collected out. There's no way I need all these, but with what I have, I can set up the French rotation. If I got somebody to hand them to me, I can go out the window and crack one off, pass it to somebody to reload and grab another one. By the time I get through the 5th or 6th musket, the first one ought to be reloaded again if I got a good reloader, and we can almost give them rapid fire, right? So he's only got one shot. But if he had 10 of these, lay it on the table, and he's cracking them off out the window at you, and he's got a couple good reloaders or just one good reloader, I do believe that he's going to have more than one shot, which would make it interesting, right? Can you imagine? If those things weren't so darn heavy. But yeah, I would have every musket. If I had a fort and everything, I'd have all my muskets loaded and setting up there along the wall. And I'd have my best shots up there, and I'd have reloaders for them. And all they'd have to do is take their shots, you know. And hopefully they don't get pinged out of there too quick and early, because we need the marksman on the prowl, right? So, hey, well, before we take off, I suppose we should probably do a sparking, because, oh, sparking is so much fun. And this is that one flint that's got the curved bow in it. But the more you work these, the nicer they are. This thing operates so smooth. And so let's do a sparking, huh? Yep, there it is, the sparking. Ah, ha, ha, the sparking. I watched a guy take the frizzen, and he hardened it, worked it all over because it wouldn't give no spark. And then when he got done, he tested it, and it still didn't give no spark. So I don't know. There's probably a little more skill to hardening those the steel and frizzen than what we know, right? There's a little more to it. There's a little more to it than you know, maybe, huh? Same way as making your own powder. So yes, some great videos and stuff up there. I get to enjoy them all the time, huh? Yes, drink some coffee. But that snow, we got about, oh, I don't know if it's 2-3 inches of snow out there. A couple inches at least, maybe a little bit more. So we're all snowed up around the place, huh? And cold, 5 degrees. Oh man, that coffee hits the spot today, huh? Still trying to chase off that cold. That cold is trying to hang on to me. So I'm not able to get rid of it. But, so anyway, if you have some questions or something like that, or a subject or a topic we can look at, you're welcome to leave a comment down there and just say hi, you know, and I'll read those, and when I'm uploading me film and stuff, I can sit and read some comments and things. And I don't let the comments, I let them be screened, because I don't really want to go into a lot of negativity or anything like that. That's not what I'm about. I'm about positive, feeling good about yourself. Oh, by the way, there's that little tiny mark on my arm. I don't even know if you can see it. Right? That's right there. Little tiny spot. I probably could take it. Might not even be a red spot, but it just had just a teeny little scab on there, and that's where I walked and went wham and rammed my arm into the tip of the bayonet down there on a brown bess. So you know the weight of that thing? You know, you're looking at 10, 11 pounds. The weight of that thing itself, just dropping it, would drive it clear through you. It's heavy. Because the weight in itself, it'd be easy to shove it through something. You got all that weight behind it. So I did that, and now I'm not allowed to play with bayonets anymore. They've been taken away from me. I take them away from me, huh? You'll not play with bayonets for 2 months, huh? You can't be safe. You didn't, you know. So anyhow, hopefully I didn't break my own rules, but not allowed to play with them. I'm so sad. But at least I won't be getting stabbed, huh? I should have known I was going to get it sooner or later. In one video, you'll hear me go get one, because I'll say, oh, I got to get something real quick, the bayonet. So I go get it, and then in the background, you'll hear a ting, and I grabbed it by the sheath, and I didn't have a hold of the bayonet itself. And that one Napoleon Air one, when you grab it doesn't let you hold on to the bayonet. And I tilted it, and it fell out, and it went straight down into the concrete. Ting, and it missed my foot by about that much. So I think I might have been, and I had on with slippers. So I don't know if it would have drawn blood or not. I believe it would have, and I would have been crying the blues. because I'd been stabbed in the foot. That wouldn't have felt good at all. Well, we got 30 minutes of fun, so we better sign off. Sign off with a good sparking, eh? Oh, I'll take a good sparking anytime. Oh, this thing is so nice because I've shot it so much, eh? And another good sparking to you, my friends. Yes, another good sparking. So, all right. Let the Lord in heaven, Jehovah God, bless us all and take care of us and keep us safe. And let us gain knowledge in the truth. The truth shall set you free. And we will talk to you on the next wonderful, wonderful day. Yes, sir.